In this video, we're going to turn one of these
to one of these. It's bougie.
Hello everyone, I'm Leifkicker.
And I'm the Bean.
Thank you all for tuning back in.
So we're doing a 5-minute craft today?
We're going to show you how to do it in 5 minutes. So
Perfect.
yeah, stick around and make one of these. Nice little leather binder to hold your fancy cards in, and to have a fancy binder.
Fancy.
I don't know. Why not? You went out, you got yourself a nice pretty playmat. Maybe you've invested in a nice deck box, some fun dice, and you just got this thing. You know, it just doesn't give that joy feel. So we want to tie everything together and turn this into something like this. Something a lot more satisfying to lay out in front of your opponent so they know you're getting ready to destroy them. With this little upgrade, you'll need yourself a binder. I'm using this Vault X, and specifically because it has the threads on here, and we want to be able to cut this top off. Some type of fabric. I'm going with some leather, some bison here, some glue to attach this when we're done, some scissors to cut the leather, and an X-Acto knife to trim this off, or to pull this off. And optionally, you can put some wooden panels in or some thick cardboard. We're going to go around the edge and just cut right in between this to remove this thread so we can take off this red panel. And you want to try not to cut the black side. Once you get it popped up and going, you can just follow the seam around pretty easy. So this one's been glued together, and it's just a little bit. Try not to destroy the cardboard when you're pulling it apart. And we just want this piece undamaged. And handy tip, you can take this with you to your leather or fabric store, and then you have a nice pattern for exactly what size you need. Now for the panels, this, you know, is bending. If you attach these panels on, or thicker cardboard, it's gonna be stronger. So when you get those wavy magic cards, you know, those Pringles, you can put them in this binder too, and it's gonna have two nice solid boards on either side helping compress it some, and just gives you a lot more protection. If you're not gonna do this part, you can just go straight to gluing. So fast forward a little bit to the end where we're gluing on, and we'll talk about some of the process there. But first, I'm gonna need to glue these on to each side before we attach it to the leather. Before you glue this down, this cement will have a reaction to this style of plastic, so you need a barrier. I'm just going to use a sheet of cardboard, so when I'm laying this down, any of the off-gassing with the rubber cement is going to get caught up by this. If not, you'll have maybe some white hazing or a little warping on your first layer of sleeves. I trimmed this up to just barely overlap the black trim that's on this original binder and just cover up their cardboard section. I'm going to apply the rubber cement to here, and be careful not to get it on the edge. When the rubber cement dries, you can kind of rub it up a little bit with your finger and clean it off, but the less mess you make, the better. So right there is going to be really good. I'm going to have the Bean give me a big old hand. Look at that. Oh, set a weight on it.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And we'll let this sit and dry for a bit, and we'll do the other side. We'll let that sit long enough just to make sure it's going to be secure over there, and it's not off-gas through, so that's real nice. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Trust test. Sorry guys, you're not getting your deck box. I crushed his fingers.
That would be so unfortunate.
Lay this over our leather. Make sure we're still sized right. That's gonna look good. So we're going to glue this part down now to the leather, and we're going to want to put those same dividers, like cardboard or something, in between it. And we'll also want to lay something flat on top of this to push down. And I'm going to use just a piece of wood, and you see I've divided it evenly, so we're not going to bend any pages unnecessarily. So when I get this all glued on, we're going to set these pieces of wood down, and we'll set this I-beam back on so it's pushing nice and tight. We'll glue this side, lay it down, and then do the next. And you can put some glue on this too. This time, you are going to get it on the black edge. Just try not to go over the side. So do something about like that, and then carefully push your side back on down. Flip this back to the middle. Take one of my boards. Go ahead and set that weight on there for now. And then we can do the other side. Cover the other side, just like the first. Lay everything back out. And the reason I have a split board, so we can lay this on this side and then turn the I-beam like so. So I'm just gonna let that sit here and mash for a while. Come back when it's done. Let this sit for a while. I think it's pretty dry. I'm gonna trim up the leather. That's why you need these big beefy boys. As you're trimming, be careful not to cut this. Set your scrap aside. You could use these to make a little zipper tab instead of using this one. That's up to you though. I think it looks okay either way. Well, actually, the leather one's way better, but yeah, it does take a little bit of sewing. So there you go, a little bit more trimming on this leather to pretty it up, and you've got a nice finished product. And if this size isn't right for you, you can do the same thing to the same binder, or same brand of binder, but have one that's gonna fit 9 pages, or 9 on a page. And just the same, nice piece of wood in there to keep everything nice and secure. Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Well, there you have it. A bougie binder in about 5 minutes-ish.
That's pretty straightforward. If you got any questions, be sure to ask. Reach out to us on Discord or in the comments below. Happy to help. And this is full, and that one's empty. So it will hold a full binder even with a nice little leather wrap. And I really like how it looks on the nice big binder. It just really brings the realm to the table. Brings that magic universe to more tangible, fungible.
What do you guys think?
Thanks for watching. How many cookies have you had?
Oh man.
You're going to be sick.
I know.
Maybe, what side of our brain is the art side or the creative side?
The left, right, left. What are those?
That's marching. Alexa, what side of the brain is your creative side?
Here's something I found on the web. According to canvas.com, the creative part of our brain is the right side.
Right. Sorry, Alexa, I didn't trust you. I thought she was just going to be like, don't feed your dog garlic.
Can you really not feed your dog garlic?
I don't think so. She normally doesn't deliver. She did good to the right side. So maybe our right side will click in and it'll just happen. Anyway,